dusty village, the trumpet theme of Elmer Bernstein soars as 7 riders appear on the horizon. The Magnificent Seven was more than a western, it was a cultural event. A moment when Hollywood remade Seven Samurai into its own timeless legend. For audiences, the film was unforgettable. The cool defiance of Steve McQueen, the commanding presence of Yul Brynner, the quiet strength of Charles Bronson. Each man carried his own weight, his own story, his own legacy. Together, they became the embodiment of brotherhood, sacrifice, and the fading myth of the Old West. More than 6 decades later, their faces still linger in memory. But what became of these men once the gunsmoke cleared? Some rose to international stardom, some carried private battles behind the camera, and some left this world far too soon. Tonight, we ride back in time to honor the 7 and their unforgettable foe, beginning with the man who wore black and led them all. Yul Brynner. Chris Adams. At the heart of the Magnificent Seven stood Chris Adams, calm, commanding leader. He was brought to life by Yul Brynner, born July 11th, 1920. At 40 years old, Brynner was already a Broadway sensation, having conquered the stage with The King and I. His shaved head, his piercing stare, and his regal presence gave the Western an unexpected weight. Before and after the film, Brynner balanced Hollywood stardom with stage triumphs, eventually winning both Tony Awards and an Academy Award. Later, in Westworld 1973, he pioneered the image of the emotionless android, a role that inspired decades of science fiction. But Brynner's greatest legacy may be his honesty. Diagnosed with lung cancer, he left behind a stark anti-smoking message that still circulates. Today, he passed in 1985 at 65, leaving a final warning and a memory of strength. And where Brynner stood tall, Steve McQueen burned restless. Steve McQueen, Ventanical, restless. Unpredictable. Steve McQueen was just 30 when he rode as Ventana, the gambler turned gunslinger. Born March 24, 1930, he was already turning heads on television with Wanted, Dead or Alive. But the Magnificent Seven was his launchpad into film stardom. Afterward, McQueen became Hollywood's king of cool. The Great Escape, Bullet, and the Thomas Crown Affair cemented his legend. Off-screen, he lived as fast as he drove racing cars, defying studios, always chasing the thrill. But beneath the swagger, McQueen faced personal struggles and health battles. In 1980, at just 50 years old, he lost his fight with mesothelioma, a rare cancer. His early departure left Hollywood with a restless silence. Yet even in death, McQueen remained a symbol of rebellion and cool. And where he left raw energy, Charles Bronson brought unshakable strength. Charles Bronson, Bernardo O'Reilly. Born Charles Baczynski on November 3, 1921. Bronson was 39 when he stepped into the boots of Bernardo O'Reilly, the gruff yet tender-hearted gunman who defended village children. His role carried quiet dignity, a reflection of the hardships of his own youth in the Pennsylvania coal mines after the Magnificent Seven. Bronson's rise was steady and unstoppable. He became an international star with films like The Dirty Dozen and The Death Wish series, often portraying men of few words but deep resolve. His stoic manner resonated, especially in Europe, where he became one of the most bankable stars of the 1970s. Off-screen, Bronson was known as intensely private, rarely giving interviews. His silence, however, spoke volumes. He passed away in 2003 at the age of 81 after battling Alzheimer's. From Bronson's rugged strength, we turn to Robert Vaughn, thinking man's gunfighter. Robert Vaughn, Robert Vaughn, born November 22, 1932, was only 27 when he portrayed Lee, the once feared gunman now plagued by doubts. In a film of stoic heroes, Vaughn brought fragility and introspection qualities that made his character unforgettable. Vaughn's career exploded soon after. As Napoleon Solo in The Man from U.N.C.L.E., he became a global icon of the 1960s spy craze. Unlike many of his peers, Vaughn pursued academia, earning a PhD in communications. He combined Hollywood fame with sharp intellect, writing books and championing political causes. He worked until the very end. Appearing in Hustle and Gold Star, Vaughn passed in 2016 at the age of 83. Remembered not just as an actor, but as a thinker, and from Vaughn's quiet humanity, we move to James Coburn, the laconic sharpshooter whose grin hid steel. James Coburn, Brit-tall, lanky, and deadly precise. James Coburn gave life to Brit, the knife-throwing marksman. Born August 31, 1928, he was 32 during filming, bringing laconic cool and effortless style to the role. Coburn became a mainstay of action and adventure. Our Man Flint, The Great Escape, and Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid showcased his versatility. Beyond the screen, he was deeply involved in martial arts, training with none other than Bruce Lee. His gravelly voice and magnetic presence kept him working across genres for decades. In 1999, Coburn's career came full circle when he won the Academy Award for Affliction. It was recognition long overdue for a man who defined cool resilience. He passed in 2002 at 74. His easy smile lingers in memory, leading us to the youngest of the 7 Horst Buchholz. Chico, the youngest gunfighter of the group, was Chico, the eager hothead played by German actor Horst Buchholz. Born December 4, 1933, he was just 26 during filming, his youth and energy bursting through every scene in Europe. Buchholz was already a rising star, often called the German James Dean. But Hollywood never fully embraced him, and after The Magnificent Seven, most of his career remained in European cinema. Still, he left a mark with his vibrant performances. Remarkably, decades later, he reappeared in Roberto Benigni's Life is Beautiful, 1997, reminding audiences of his enduring talent. Buchholz passed in 2003 at age 69. His flame burned bright, if brief, and from the fiery youth of Chico, we shift to the cunning villain who tested them all. Eli Wallach. Calvary Western needs a great villain, and Eli Wallach gave us one of the finest. Born December 7, 1915, Wallach was 44 when he played Calvera, the ruthless bandit leader. With wit, menace, and surprising warmth, he turned what could have been a stock role into a classic performance. Wallach's career spanned more than 6 decades. From Tuco in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly to countless supporting roles, he was a master of transformation. Off-screen, he was known as a devoted family man and beloved colleague. Remarkably, he acted well into his 90s, appearing in films like The Holiday 2006 and Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps, 2010. He passed in 2014 at 98, leaving behind a legacy of craft and longevity. With Wallach's departure, nearly all of the 7 and they're far gone. But together, their memory still rides. The Magnificent Seven, not just a title, but a promise. Brenner's authority, McQueen's cool, Bronson's grit, Vaughn's intellect, Coburn's charm, Buchholz's fire, and Wallach's sly menace together. They created a film that still echoes across time. Today, most are gone, yet their spirit remains. Every time Bernstein's trumpet theme rises, They ride again across dusty plains, across memory, across the silver screen. Which of the 7 stayed with you the longest? Share your memories in the comments, and join us next time as we revisit another timeless legend of Hollywood's golden age, because some stories never fade. The Magnificent Seven, not just a cast, but a legacy. Brynner's calm authority, McQueen's restless cool, Bronson's grit, Vaughn's intellect, Coburn's charm, Buchholz's fire, and Wallach's sly menace. Together, they carved a place in cinema that still holds strong today. Though most have passed, their work endures in celluloid, replayed in memory, reborn each time that trumpet theme calls. They remain a reminder of an era when westerns carried not just action, but heart. Which of these legends left the deepest mark on you? Share your memories below, and ride with us next time as we revisit another classic from Hollywood's golden age.